everybody excited today?
Yeah!
And how's my little friend David today? Huh?
I have that book.
Yes, you do.
You had a bad dream. Oh no.
Well, this story will make you happy.
Oh.
Okay, it's about cowboys. What David's mom is going to do is, when I read, she's going to show you the pictures. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
So you just, I usually just have somebody fan across.
I can do
That's what
that.
I do at the Boys and Girls Club. Can everybody see? Okay. This book is called Pecos Meets Bad Bart. Okay.
Pecos meet Bad
Let's
Bart.
start. Yes. This is the story of Gus, the sheriff of Pecos, a small town in Texas, in the home of the Lone Ranger and Davy Crockett. He's known as, excuse me, Good Gus because he always does the right thing. He's a good sheriff because he looks after Pecos and all its people. One beautiful sunny day, Good Gus was making his rounds down Main Street and through the town. Pecos had a few small businesses, a dry goods store, which sold necessary items for the town folks that the town folks needed, a newspaper office, the town doctor's office, and everyone's favorite shop, the sweet store. There were also several homes with families, and of course the school and the church. The stagecoach came twice a month with supplies for the town shops. However, this month Charlie, the stagecoach driver, was late, and so the town was running out of supplies. The sweet shop was run by Bob, and he had the best ice cream and candy anywhere in the state of Texas. Bob made everything in the shop himself. He had chocolate fudge, panucci. Does everybody know what panucci is?
No.
It's vanilla. It's a vanilla fudge. Instead of being chocolate, it's vanilla. It's kind of like, you know, when you have maple syrup on your pancakes or your waffles. Kind of like that. Oh yeah, it's very yummy. And 3 types of ice cream most of the time, depending upon the supplies brought in by the stagecoach. But he always had chocolate.
I don't like chocolate.
You don't like chocolate?
Chocolate.
I like chocolate.
Oh, I love chocolate.
I like vanilla and chocolate.
Swirl them together.
I eat the chocolate.
I like
With
With a cherry on top.
and me too. I eat it more.
Okay, let me
I
continue.
eat the chocolate on it.
Okay. On this day, Good Gus made his rounds and then went back to his sheriff's office to get his horse so he could ride out to check on the farms and ranches around Pecos. Each day, Good Gus would ride in a different direction. Today, he headed east on his horse, which he had named Coco. He named him that because he was a dark chocolate brown, like hot chocolate, and he had a white streak on his face, like marshmallow. So Coco and Gus headed east to check on the folks on the farms and ranches. He left around 10 o'clock in the morning, and it usually took him about 2 or 3 hours to check everyone. However, if he stopped to visit for a spell, he was gone even longer. Sometimes he was gone as long as 5 hours, and during the winter, Good Gus and Coco might end up coming back to town in the dark. Today, while Good Gus was away from town, a stranger rode in on a big black horse. He wore a large black 10-gallon hat, and his clothes were dirty and dusty, but all black. He did not look nice at all. A few children were playing ball in the street when the stranger rode in. They looked up to say hello, and the stranger looked at them and gave them a mean, nasty look. That look scared the children, and they ran away. A few of the shopkeepers wondered who this stranger was. If good Gus had been there, he would have known, because this mean, nasty-looking person was Bad Bart, the rottenest cowboy in all of Texas. Bad Bart rode up and down the street, and the children ran from the street and went home to tell their mums and dads. People went inside the shops because Bad Bart frightened them. Finally, Bad Bart decided to stop at Bob's sweet shop. He jumped off his horse and tied him to the hitching post. He walked into the shop and looked around. Bob said, "Howdy, stranger. How can I help you today?" Bad Bart replied, "Give me some chocolate ice cream." Bob said, "I'm very sorry, but I don't have any." Bad Bart said, "What do you mean you don't have any today? Your sign says you sell vanilla and chocolate ice cream. Where is the chocolate? I want chocolate." Bob said, "I know what my sign says, but the stage is late with our supplies, and I have run out of chocolate." Bad Bart pounded his fist on the counter and yelled, "I don't care. Give me some chocolate ice cream, and I want it now."
That wasn't very nice, was it?
No. The townspeople could hear the
You're
commotion.
not very nice.
No, he's not nice. Let's see what happens. The townspeople could hear the commotion, and even though they were afraid, they were more afraid that the stranger would hurt Bob. So slowly, people came out of the shops and their homes and moved towards Bob's shop. Within about 5 minutes, there were about 30 people crowded outside of Bob's shop, and they were all watching Bad Bart. One of the townspeople asked Bad Bart who he was and what was his name. Bad Bart turned around and looked at the crowd and yelled even louder, "I'm Bart, but most people call me Bad Bart. What is it to you?" He put his meanest face on, and the crowd stepped back 2 steps. Bad Bart then demanded, while pounding his fist on the counter again, "Do any of you cowpokes have chocolate ice cream? Because I want some, and I want it now." Just about then, Gus was wondering, as he rode by Bob's shop and saw the crowd, just what was going on at Bob's. He pulled up and tied his horse to the hitching post. As soon as the crowd saw him, they stepped aside, and in walked good Gus to Bob's shop. "Well, we meet again, Bad Bart," Gus said calmly. Bad Bart replied, almost screaming, "So, what are you doing here?" Good Gus said, "In case you haven't noticed, the badge on my chest, I'm the sheriff of this town." Bad Bart, now in his loudest voice, said, "What do I care? I want chocolate ice cream, and this shopkeeper won't give me any." Bob quickly answered, "Gus, I'm all out. The stage is so late." What? Oh, okay. "The stage is so late with my supplies that I have run out of chocolate, and this stranger here won't believe me or accept that I can't give him any chocolate ice cream." When Bart started to speak again, screaming now at the top of his lungs, good Gus started to laugh. Gus said, "For a man named Bad Bart, you sure are a baby." Bad Bart was having a temper tantrum. This made the crowd start to laugh. At first it was a quiet laugh, and then it became a giant roar of laughter. This made Bad Bart furious. The crowd began saying quietly, "What a big baby Bad Bart is." All of a sudden, Gus spoke up and said to Bob, Bad Bart, and the townspeople, "Okay, Bob, Bart, townspeople, stop. I have a great idea. What if we mixed some chocolate syrup with vanilla ice cream And then Bob will add chocolate sprinkles and maybe a little caramel. What do you think? Bad Bart just stood there with a surprised expression on his face. Bob immediately mixed the chocolate syrup and the chocolate sprinkles with the vanilla ice cream, filled up the largest serving bowl, maybe not that big, he had in the shop, and then finished it off by putting on 6-inch high candles. That Sunday that Bob served Bad Bart was the largest portion of ice cream that Bob had ever served anyone. It was also the first sundae ever made, bless you, in Pecos, Texas. As Bart extended his hands to take this giant sundae, a big wild smile began to creep slowly across his face, and it got even bigger after he took his first bite of this special sundae made just for him. Everyone in the crowd began cheering. In fact, even the townsfolk who weren't there, who heard the commotion, came running up and started cheering as well. And even though they didn't know why they were cheering, suddenly the crowd started chanting, "Good Gus is our hero! Hooray for Good Gus!" When Gus finally got the crowd to be quiet, he said, "Thank you, but all of you were heroes because you were not afraid of Bad Bart." Then Bob shouted, "Free candy for everyone!" What a great day, Good Gus thought. How'd you like that story?
The end.
It was Ian.
The end. Would you like a second story?
No.
No?
Yes?
Yes?